Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is your daily tarot for Friday, the 19th of October 2018. It's an absolutely lovely afternoon here. We've got a run of good weather at the moment down here in the south of England. And the early evening sun is shining through the trees that are losing their leaves by the day. And it's creating this lovely dappled, shimmering, moving light on the walls in this room. It's like being in a, I don't know, one of those, you know, those snow shaker things, but with light and shadow. It's absolutely lovely. But yeah, very, very nice here. Might go for a walk later. And look, I just wanted to show you. I was just having a cup of tea. Hold on, let me finish the shuffle. I've got this lovely cup here, cat basket cup, with my turmeric tea. My brother gave me this a couple of years ago for my birthday. So I've got the basket, and then we turn around, and there's a cat. Isn't that lovely? Anyway, I remember when he gave it to me, and I looked at that side first. I went, oh, that's nice, bruv. And then I turned it round and saw that, and I went, oh! And he went, aha, it worked. And we got a cat that looks just like that. Hendrix the cat, we call him. H the cat. Anyhow, I'll just finish this shuffle. Hope you're all well, as ever. I always think of that Buddhist prayer. May all sentient beings have peace. May we be free from suffering. May we have all that we need. Food, shelter, companionship. May we have peace. That's a nice way to start a reading. It's a good way to start the day as well. Anyway, here we go. I'll finish this one, give it one more. Okay, and one more cut. Right, let's see what we have for Friday the 19th of October 2018. Justice in the reverse. The Tower. The High Priestess. Okay. I was thinking about the Justice card yesterday. There was a news item here in the UK yesterday where 3 men who had been peacefully protesting against fracking, which has kind of been bulldozed through, I think, basically here in England. Really, you know, riding roughshod over democratic processes at a local level, etc., etc. Anyway, these 3 guys, each one of them got on top of a fracking lorry outside one of the sites where the fracking company was going to start drilling. And they got on the top of the cabs of these lorries, so the lorries couldn't move. It was completely legal, completely peaceful, no damage being done, just creating a situation where the lorries couldn't move, so the fracking couldn't take place. And they were arrested for, I think, causing an obstruction, I think it was. And the judge who sentenced them put them in jail. They were jailed for a year. Or like 15 months, or, you know, some 14 months, something like that. They were like put in prison for peaceful protest. And then there was some talk, I don't know whether it was true or not, but the judge, his family had links to the gas industry. This is all alleged and it's all been denied and da-da-da-da-da. But everyone was saying, like, really? A year in the clink for peaceful protests? It's like, that was completely legal what they were doing. You know, they didn't break anything. They weren't attacking anyone, or, you know. goodness me, I guess it was legal. I mean, they were arrested. But, you know, these things are very bendy, aren't they? Anyway, they were released yesterday. The Court of Appeal overturned their imprisonment, overturned their sentences. And the appeal court judges said that the sentences, the imprisonment was manifestly excessive. And they were freed. And I was thinking about justice, all that to bring me back to this. And there's an element of justice. It's not simply about right and wrong. It's about impartiality, that the law applies, in theory, in an equal way to everybody. Absolutely everybody. It is impartial. And that's why the kind of archetype of justice, not in this card, and I don't know about in other cards either in tarot decks, but like the statue of the embodiment of justice over the one of the oldest courts in this land. It's called the Old Bailey. It's one of the really high courts up in London. It's female. The archetype is female, holding the scales like this and blindfolded. So in that way, it's absolutely impartial. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't, there is no kind of personal. It's impersonal. Well, it should be. And I was thinking that that's an element of the justice card that I haven't really explored before. And so here we are. Anyway, rather long preamble. Let me crack on with this. All right, justice in the reverse, middle card, the block or drain, the tower, key to power, the high priestess in the upright. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, when the impersonal nature of justice is not in play, and in other words, it is personal, and this one gets one result and another one gets a different result for doing the same thing. Yeah, that's just wrong. It's wrong in and of itself. So it's not just about right and wrong. There's another level to it where what should be impartial is partial. And I'm wondering here whether there's an element of that going on in this reading. I'm wondering. I'm talking so much, I'm not doing the bloody reading. So I'll shut up for a second, look at this. Because when the tower, I'll carry on talking, when the tower is in the middle of this 3-card spread, I mean, the middle card is the block, the drain, the underbelly, the shadow, the opposing force, the hindering force. Okay, what I see here is something that should be impartial that is not impartial. Something that should be equal that is not equal. In the matter of just desserts, just rewards. And in a sense, that should bring a tower tumbling down. If there's an organisation or a dynamic in your life where person A is getting a bigger slice of cake or a smaller slice of cake than person B, but they're both equally hungry and they're both equally on paper deserving of the same amount of cake, and yet one of them keeps getting more than the other. That kind of should bring that power structure eventually tumbling down. Okay, I've got this. It will come tumbling down. It will come tumbling down, but not yet. And I think what this is about an impatience for the power structure on which this partial unfairness is predicated to come tumbling down. It will take its time. It will come because it always does. It always does. I mean, every empire falls in the end, and the reason they fall, I mean, there might be some like natural disaster or some like mega virus that hits them or something, but things, or they get wiped out by a volcano or something like this. But things, when power structures unravel under their own steam, it is always because they have become unfair, fundamentally unfair, and morally corrupt. And that's what I'm getting here. The key to power is patience. And the key to power is to understand that the end of all unfair regimes is their implosion. And it's simply a matter of waiting. And I mean, there is so much injustice in the world. There's so much trouble in the world, as the late great Bob Marley sang. So much trouble in the world, and it's propped up by injustice. And there are appalling injustices that take place left, right, and centre on the micro and on the macro. And some of the kind of the bigger scale injustices that I see and that hurt me, they hurt my heart to see. It will end, because it always does, but I might not live to see it, some of them. In fact, undoubtedly I will not live to see it, but I know in my heart that it will end. It has to. It just always does. It's inevitable that these things fall apart in the end. Some of the micro ones, the more personal ones, I have sure and certain hope that I will live to see the end of. But this is about patience. This is about patience, and that is why the block or the drain here is the Tower in the upright. Because it's a wish in the face of this partial, unfair, personal doling out of this much justice to this one and less or more, whatever, unequal. It's inequality. However that resonates for you. It could be a one-to-one situation, it could be a friend, it could be work, it could be family, who knows, or it could be just how you're seeing the world at this time. It's unfair. And there is a wish, for it to be kind of smitten down by a bolt from the blue, that like God sends, or Zeus, or whoever, like sends this unstoppable force majeure and brings it crashing down. And it will happen. It will. It's a simple law of physics. When something becomes so unfair and so unequal, it wobbles, and it wobbles itself off its foundations and crashes down. But perhaps not yet. And that's why the key to power here is the patience, the benevolence, and the compassion, once again, of the High Priestess here. Because the people who prop up unequal and unfair dynamics do so ultimately out of fear. All greed is based on fear. It's based on a kind of insane fear of not having enough. And that gives rise to an insane appetite for more. It's all based on fear. The wish for power is based on fear. The fear of being crushed as the little person. The fear of being pushed around by someone bigger. It's all in the individual and collective mind. It's all a mindset. And yet, the mindset of fear that leads to such injustice and such damage for humanity on the collective level and for individuals. Yeah, it's all a mindset, but it has real world implications for people. Anyway, I'm getting terribly serious now. It's starting to sound like a political reading. Yeah, what I was saying about the compassion here in the High Priestess in the upright, it is all based on fear. It's based on fear, and ultimately, when I look at the people I can see around me, who and around all of us, who through whose madness our lives are being limited and spoiled and just rendered less enjoyable than they could be. Ultimately, I just feel really, really sorry for them. I really do, because they are so gripped by the mindset of fear that it's become real to them. And somehow or other, they have pushed themselves into positions where they are able to manifest that fear into real world consequences and tell themselves that it doesn't matter. Somehow or other, tell themselves that it doesn't matter. Anyway, look, I won't go on anymore. I'm going to clarify these cards. Compassion is required here, even for the nastiest, maddest bastards in the world. Right, let's clarify. Wow. Queen of Pentacles in the upright. Oh. Clarifying the Justice in the reverse. Oh, this is so sad. This really is, to me, this really is just people's lives being sort of put on hold, but inner wealth being robbed. It's the stealing and the robbing of inner wealth through this injustice and this inequality and this refusal to enact blind justice. It is heartbreaking, and I'm seeing that here in the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. It's like she's looking, to me in this reading, she's looking at that pentacle on her lap as something that she once had or perhaps could have, but right now, in the context of this, Justice in the reverse, does not have. She cannot access it. It's withheld from her in some way by this. And she looks very sad. Right, let's have a look at this. Ooh, Five of Pentacles in the upright. There's a real feeling of you know what? Sorry, I think this is a wish for revenge. This is a wish. I mean, look, this is my reading. It's coming from me, so you know, this is how I see it. I see this Five of Pentacles clarifying the Tower in the upright in this particular reading as being a wish for you see how you would get on under the circumstances, not you, the listener. Okay, this is me saying to the people who are acting with partiality and unfairness and inequality here, injustice in the reverse. So you see how you would get on, having to live the lives of the people whose lives you are blighting for your own benefit. You see what it's like to walk past a church in the snow on your crutches. You see what it's like to walk through a cold night with your cloak wrapped around you. You see what it's like to walk past a warm building and just feel in your bones that you don't have the right to go in there and get comfort. and warmth. You see what it's like. Maybe it's just me, but there's to my mind, there's a kind of, yeah, there's a wish for it all to come tumbling down, and even a wish for vengeance, and or for, like, you know, walk in my shoes, pal. See how you get on. And that ain't healthy, really. It's not very compassionate. Let's clarify the High Priestess in the upright here. Okay, Five of Wands in the reverse. Oh, man. You see, for me, the Five of Wands is the meaningless battle of equals. The absolutely meaningless battle. All of the figures here are the same size. All the wands are the same size. We don't have anyone who looks manifestly stronger or weaker, richer or poorer, more or less deserving, etc., etc. And yet, here they are, fighting with each other. Again, this is the wisdom of compassion, wherein no one person is any, come here, more or less deserving than any other, and that includes the self. Sugar Free goes political, man. This is a reminder of the message of the High Priestess in the upright here, to let go of issues of fairness, unfairness, and who deserves what. Because only God knows what any of us deserves. Let's get one from Kuan Yin. Okay, I see it. Wow. We get Princess. Come on, mate. Focus. Focus. Well done. Princess of Purity leaps across. And there she goes. Now, this reminds me of the Tibetan Buddhist goddess to whom I chant every day and have done for over 5.5 years now. Green Tara. She is the Tibetan Buddhist end of Kuan Yin, who we see here leaping across. And she is said in Vedic mythology to be the one who helps to cross the sea of misery. She's the mother of the Buddhas, and her mantra is Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. And it's an incredible mantra because with all those T sounds, I think there are 10 of them, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, I can't remember, the T's and the R's, it stimulates the palate up behind the top teeth, and that stimulates all the meridians and the chi lines and the nadis, as it's called in Vedic medicine. And it's incredibly energizing and calming at the same time. So here we have the Princess of Purity, and there is a purity in the utter, unmediated equality of compassion involved here in the High Priestess in the upright and the Five of Wands in the reverse. All are equal, whether we like it or not. Including the greediest, meanest, most unjust bastards in the world. I will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe. If you would like a private reading, the email address is in the description box below. Cheers, bye-bye.